I'm not a patient man. I consider a traffic jam to be a personal, philosophical insult from the universe. That red light that lasts for 3 minutes, a war crime. So when I saw an ad for a new GPS navigator called Quantum Ways, I didn't hesitate. The promise was simple, bold, and spoke directly to my soul. The shortest possible route. Always, we guarantee it. I installed it in my car. It looked like a normal GPS, but the screen shimmered with a faint purple light. On my first day, I typed in my office address. The commute was usually a soul-crushing 45 minutes. Quantum Ways calculated for a moment, then a calm, robotic voice said, "Your estimated time of arrival is -7 minutes." -7 minutes? I laughed, a funny glitch. I pulled out of my driveway and the voice immediately said, "You have arrived." I looked up. I was in my office parking lot. My car's clock said I had left my house 2 minutes in the future. My coffee was still hot. I had just solved traffic. I had just solved life. For a week, I was a god of time. I could sleep in, leave for a meeting 1 minute before it started, and still arrive early. I was living in a state of perfect punctual bliss. I was so high on my own genius, I didn't stop to ask the obvious question, how? The answer came on a Tuesday. I was late for a dentist appointment. The GPS calculated a route. In 200 feet, the calm voice said, "Turn left." I looked. To my left was not a road, it was a solid brick wall of a warehouse. Recalculating, it did not say. It just said, "Turn left, now." I was a man of science, but I was also a man who really hated being late. I closed my eyes, turned the wheel, and braced for an impact that never came. For a split second, the world dissolved. The feeling was not of movement, but of being turned inside out. The taste of ozone and regret. The color of a television tuned to a dead channel. And then, a pop. I opened my eyes. I was on the other side of the warehouse, cruising down the street. I had just driven through a solid brick wall. Our friend the stickman physicist would have started screaming at this point. He would have explained that I wasn't teleporting. The Quantum Ways was exploiting the space-time foam, a theoretical subatomic realm where tiny, fleeting Einstein-Rosen bridges, or wormholes, pop in and out of existence. My GPS wasn't finding the shortest route in space, it was finding the shortest route through space-time. But these wormholes are unstable, they're nature's glitches, and I was driving a 2-ton metal box through them. That evening, feeling bold, I decided to test the limits. I wanted to visit my parents across the country, a 40-hour drive. I typed in the address. Quantum Ways chirped. Estimated time of arrival, 3 seconds. And then it said, "Please turn right into the Grand Canyon." I laughed, engaged the drive, and turned right. The world dissolved again, but this time the feeling was wrong. It was a violent, tearing sensation. I had a single terrifying thought. This one is bigger. The pop was deafening. I was in my parents' driveway. It worked. I looked at my car's clock. It was the same time. I had just crossed a continent in 3 seconds. I got out of the car, feeling triumphant. But the house, it was different, older. The paint was peeling. The big oak tree in the front yard was gone, replaced by a sad, withered stump. A very old woman I didn't recognize came out of the house. She looked at me, her eyes wide with shock. She looked at my car, a pristine, classic car she hadn't seen in decades. She whispered a name, my name. It was my mother, 50 years older. I hadn't cut through space, I had cut through time. My 5-minute shortcut to the dentist was a clean jump, but this one, this cross-country shortcut had a temporal cost. I had jumped 3,000 miles across space and 50 years into the future. I panicked. I frantically typed in my home address and prayed. Turn left, the GPS said, into my mother's terrified, screaming future face. The world tore itself apart again. The pop. I was back in my own driveway, my own time. My car's clock hadn't moved. I was safe, but I wasn't alone. Parked behind me, shimmering and semi-transparent, was another car. My car, but older, rusted, covered with the dust of a future I had just escaped. It was a temporal echo, a ghost. I had brought a piece of the future back with me, and it wouldn't go away. It followed me everywhere, a constant, silent, glitching reminder of my mistake. I was a temporal fugitive in my own driveway. That was the personal problem. The global problem was worse. The stickman physicist came back with charts. Every time you use a wormhole, you create a tear, he shrieked. Space-time isn't a highway, it's a delicate cosmic sweater, and you've been pulling on a loose thread. He was right. The world was becoming frayed. Tiny shimmering rips in reality were starting to appear. Sometimes small things would fall through them. A set of car keys, a pigeon, a single child's shoe. They weren't destroyed, they were just gone, dropped out of our universe. We were springing leaks. I had to fix it. I was the one who broke it. My logic was simple, idiotic, and the only hope we had. If taking the shortest possible routes was tearing reality apart, then maybe, just maybe, taking the longest possible route could sew it back together. I went to my car. I typed in a destination. Not my office, not my parents' house. I typed in the address of the one place I knew would be the same now as it was at the beginning of time. I typed in my own current coordinates. Then I opened the settings. Avoid highways? Yes. Avoid tolls? Yes. And then I selected the new ultimate option. Take the scenic route. The quantum ways began to calculate. It was looking for the longest, most circuitous, most inefficient route from my car back to my car. The calculation took an hour. The screen flickered. A route appeared. A single, perfect, beautiful loop. From my driveway, past the Andromeda Galaxy, around the edge of the observable universe, and back. Estimated travel time, 1 trillion years. Actual travel time, with shortcuts, 3 minutes. This was it, the final, stupid, heroic act. I took a deep breath, engaged the drive, and hit go. The world didn't just dissolve, it folded, it collapsed. The feeling was of the entire universe being pulled through a single, infinitely small point. It was not a journey, it was a reckoning. The pop was the only sound I'll ever hear again. I opened my eyes. I had done it. The rips in reality were gone. The ghostly car was gone. The universe was stable. I had pulled the thread, and I had pulled it so hard I'd knitted the entire cosmic sweater back into a single perfect stitch. I'm sitting in my car. My GPS says you have arrived, and I have. I am in a room, a small, white, perfectly sealed room. The universe is no longer a vast, infinite expanse. I have pulled it all back together. I have shrunk the cosmos down to the size of my garage. I wanted the shortest route. Now, every route is the shortest and the longest. I am the king of a kingdom that is only one room big. The traffic is great. There's just nowhere to go.